Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Virgo December 3, 2022. Today's Mercury-Neptune transit points to some feeling of disorder or disorganization. It may be time for a break or some form of mental refreshment. Happily, your ruling planet, Venus, forms a harmonious aspect with stable Saturn, and you can feel grounded. Taking care of your responsibilities is more enjoyable under this influence. You have a stronger sense of the future and a reverence for things that are expected to last. As a result, you're not rushing things or rushing into things, and a bit of strategy goes a long way. Your affections stabilize, and your feelings even out. Simple gestures and actions seem to be the most effective. Simplifying your life helps you focus, improving your mood, in general. Today could make you feel quite insecure about yourself and your personal relationships. The cosmic weather is stirring the pot. As mental Mercury, the cosmic messenger planet of the mind and communication, slashes a cranky Neptune in a square, tension will be everywhere. By all means, do not make agreements today, and don't impulsively rush forward into discussions regarding your personal life. Try to lie low and breathe through your anxiety or frustration. If you're having fears or issues in your relationships today, it may just be a trick of the cosmic weather. Get it in writing. Communication with colleagues or clients might be a little off today as Mercury in Sagittarius squares Neptune retrograde in Pisces. It can be easy to get swept away with big plans and positive energy in the conversation. However, this square suggests that something might be lost in translation, especially if the conversation is not recorded. You could avoid this problem by trying to write down or get a record of what is expected throughout your workday. By doing so, you will have a point of reference to keep the record straight. While the money gods have shifted their resources onto the other side of the financial fence since the Sun wrapped up all planetary activity on the income front last week, there is still a lot of unfinished business. In the Moon's final hours in your work sector, this last visit before Jupiter leaves is not only providing insight into a major shift on the job front but the income potential and momentum gained over recent weeks. The current planetary configuration gives us a chance to pull out the physical and emotional needs of our inner child, the need to be nurtured, the need to be fed and well taken care of into the structure of our waking hours. It helps us to implement what we want in our lives. Therefore, this is an auspicious time for making known to yourself what will help you feel more secure in your life. Ask yourself, what do you need in order to feel good? You should feel energetic and receptive to trying new things. Experiencing everything life has to offer is an important part of your life path, as this gives you the knowledge to pass on to others along the way. Don't hide away. Get out and approach the day's activities with vim and vigor. By being receptive in your attitude, you'll attract far more from the universe. Make the most of every opportunity and have some fun while you're at it. Just having the Moon in your work sector in the heart of the working week has been an advantage, but an alignment with Jupiter and Neptune here just before leaving today is a window into the planets that will bring this professional year home. This last visit before Jupiter leaves and while Neptune is in retrograde motion is a chance to look to the future with confidence while the doors are still open to the past and untapped potential. With your subconscious able to download information faster than you can process it at the time, pay attention without overthinking things. The Moon returns today for its last visit to your relationship sector before Jupiter returns, and the timing couldn't be better. This is the Moon's only visit while the Sun, Venus and Mercury are in your communication sector, with the planets of love and communication leaving next week. This will make it easier to give your emotional responses a voice at a time when the stars are already aligning on the communication and relationship fronts. Our eyes in the sky. This could be a strenuous day. Be mindful of releasing any tension you might pick up by focusing on your breath and relaxing your shoulders. Problems might appear larger than they actually are at first, so keep a level head if you experience any bumps in the road. Try to understand that you're the victim of projection by others, and don't take their harsh words to heart. The Moon in Pisces squares Mercury in Sagittarius, giving you a chance to speak up. In an effort for you to stay focused on your work, you are likely to get misinformation that may throw you off track. If something sounds suspicious, feel free to take the time to double-check it instead of hastily moving on without question. Remember that it's okay to go off script if it helps your emotional state to deviate from your usual routine. Ultimately, the main message is to not be overly critical of or hard on yourself or others. The details you neglected on a recent project are catching up to you and backfiring. You may need to readjust your position today in order to get back on track with the correct procedure. Admit your mistakes instead of covering them up and move on. Dealing with financial matters in a totally relaxed way, others may be stressed and fearful, but you cope with the situation in a straightforward and calm manner. You are courageous enough to act at the right moment and to make profits. Don't overdo it, because pride comes before a fall, and you would ruin all you achieved. Your encounters run smoothly and amicably, like a peaceful flowing river. Family and friends would love to ride this wave with you. You now have the opportunity to resolve old conflicts and hurts and to move forward united. If you are smart about it, you will strengthen ties to your loved ones. Tonight brings a nice, cozy vibe, so plan to stay in for the evening. You'll likely need to recharge after the day is done. After midnight, the Pisces moon squares off with retrograde Mars in Gemini, prompting us to make irrational choices. We believe we are judging a situation accurately, when in truth, we're extra sensitive to small and even imagined slights. This causes us to respond to fictional threats in largely unconscious ways. The assumption that we must defend ourselves through speech may be premature. Keep this in mind before acting or reacting. Work conversations today may be completely over your head. Don't pretend that you know what is going on if you do not. It is better to ask questions than to make believe that you understand when that is not necessarily the case. According to plan, work commitments are easily dealt with, leaving you time to devote to things you're interested in or find more important. Your warm-hearted way of dealing with people you care for assures you the satisfaction and contentment you require, which you get from the affectionate response received in return. In the late afternoon, Mercury in Sagittarius squares off with Neptune in Pisces, exacerbating the day's erratic energy. This is a transit of poor judgment calls. Contractual affairs should be avoided outright. There are likely to be loopholes or vague verbiage that cause us to think we're agreeing to one thing when we are signing on to something quite different. Yet, while we are perhaps more susceptible to manipulation tactics now, given both planets squaring in optimistic, Jupiter-ruled signs, the real enemy is our tendency towards self-deception. We want to believe. The desire to have our biases confirmed places us in a vulnerable position.